Today, I'm excited to introduce to you Lyra Brave, who has authored a children's book series which starts off with Luna Heartstrong and the Brave Explorers of Deep Space. Good morning, Lyra. Thank you for taking the time to talk with us today.
Thanks for having me.
Walk us through the Luna Heartstrong series and share with us what the book is about.
The Luna Heartstrong series is like taking a trip through space, but it's not just about stars and planets. It's a journey through our feelings, the ones that make us truly human. Luna and her brave explorers, they guide kids through these emotions, making each one feel real and close to heart. Um, you see, I've always believed that stories have this unique power to shape us and to touch the core of who we are. And with Luna's adventures, it's about more than just the thrill of space. It's about helping children understand and embrace their feelings, learning not to run from them, but to meet them head on with courage and understandings. So the illustrations, the tales, they're all crafted to spark imagination, but then also to build emotional resilience, to show kids that it's okay to feel and to be vulnerable, because in that vulnerability there's strength and there is this bravery. I dream of a world where children grow up understanding these emotions, where they see the magic within themselves. And if these stories can even play a small part in fostering a generation that values empathy and kindness, then I would consider my mission accomplished.
Fantastic. And looking at these covers, what I really like about them is all the brilliant display of colors, and there's kind of a rolled paper style. It reminds me of kind of the early 1920s art for science fiction silent films. Can you tell us more about this art?
Yes. When you walk by a bookshelf and a certain book just jumps out at you, that's what I was aiming for with like the covers in this series. I wanted someone to just stroll by and see one of the books and just think, whoa, what's this about? So, the if you look at Spectacular Supernova, which is the fourth book, it's got this big bright supernova on it, with the crew flying towards it instead of away from it, which is what most of us would do in that situation. And Whimsical Wormhole, there's Luna, who's looking a bit lost, and she's right in the middle of this swirling magical wormhole. I wanted the covers to give a hint of the story inside, but also have this, I don't know, this spark of wonder. And I wanted them to be different, but in a good way, like a splash of color on a blank canvas. Every time someone picks up one of these books, I hope they feel that they're about to embark on a journey, not just through space, but through the realms of those emotions and feelings that we all have. Like it's opening a door to a world that's colorful and deep as the universe itself. And as far as the art goes, it is a type of paper quilling, actually.
Very nice. And we're introduced to a whole cast of characters within the very first book. Can you tell us a little bit about who they are and what they're like?
Yeah, so we'll start with Luna, who is the protagonist. She is like that dreamy kid inside of all of us who just wants to touch the stars. If you can picture a little girl with eyes full of wonder, always looking up, always curious, that's Luna. She's got this amazing spirit that just shines even when things get really tough. I would say she's positively fearless about exploring the depths of her own heart and, of course, the universe itself. And when you're around her, you can't help but feel that anything's possible. So her friends, we'll start with Maya. And Maya is like that super reliable older sibling, the one who's always got a plan. She is the tech genius of the group, so that when things go sideways, she's kind of the one everyone turns to. I always joke that Maya is the Jedi master of staying cool under pressure. She can just take charge whenever the universe throws her a curveball. There's Nova, and Nova is like the smartest robot you've ever met, but with this wicked sense of humor. She's the one who will navigate you through a meteor shower and then crack a joke about it. She's got this vast knowledge about pretty much everything, like the ultimate space encyclopedia. But she's also fiercely loyal to Luna and her friends. Then there's Squeaks, my personal favorite, who he's an absolute riot. He is a deceptively small alien with a super cute face, and he has these cool powers that come in handy whenever the crew gets themselves into a sticky situation. He also shares my quirkiness, like squeaking and squawking when something surprises him. And he has this infectious energy and sense of humor that really light up the room. And then there's Jax, last but not least, and he is we'll call him the newest member of the crew. He joined in the second book, and he is from a corner of the galaxy where everyone looks like a Yeti had a love affair with a fluff ball. But honestly, he has the biggest heart, and he's all about bringing everyone together and making sure everyone feels seen and heard. He's basically the universe's most huggable warrior.
Outstanding. And what was it that inspired you to create a children's book in a science fiction setting out in the middle of nowhere space?
Yeah, so it began as a simple idea to give kids a way to understand their feelings. I thought, what if we could journey through galaxies and but also through our emotions? Someone once told me, write the book you wish you had as a child. And I remember as a kid, I was just enchanted by space. I dreamt of stars, I dreamt of being an astronaut, but I couldn't find many books that took me there. So I thought, why not create that world myself? And in this age where everything's so fast paced, I wanted to give kids something that would truly captivate them. And visuals, they're powerful, right? So I dreamt of creating illustrations that felt alive, almost 3D, where every page transported you into a world of magic and wonder. But the question was, how to bring this to life. And that turned into be a challenge. I spent weeks thinking about this. And then one night, as I was falling asleep, it hit me. I remembered doing these school projects as a kid, crafting these tiny worlds, these dioramas with my mom. And those miniature worlds were just magical to me. And I thought, what if every child could feel that kind of magic and step into a universe of their own? Maybe that would give them a safe space to explore and understand life's roller coaster moments. And so that's how Luna Heartstrong was born.
Excellent. And how is that art created? Is that something that you had done yourself, or did you have help with it, or?
No, so I have this massive art table down in my studio in my office, and I do all of the paper quilling. The paper quilling backgrounds by hand, and then I also create various elements. So like the characters, I only had to create like once. And then what I do is I photograph them and upload them, and then I will digitally alter them and like layer them using like Photoshop and Illustrator and whatnot. So it creates this like really cool 3D effect. Well, it all starts out as just pieces of paper that I spend many hours rolling and like crafting. It's very meticulous.
That is incredible, and looking forward to seeing it in some art gallery someday, I'm sure.
Oh, I hope so. That would be a dream.
What are you currently working on?
So I'm really excited to talk about this. Actually, I am currently working on the fifth book in the series. It's titled Luna Heartstrong and the Odyssey of Wonder, and it's different than past books. So when I first started the series, I was constantly trying to pin down emotions, almost like explaining them in a textbook. But it felt a bit like driving with the handbrake on. It didn't quite sit right with me. So I've shifted my approach into something that my partner likes to call painting the feeling. And let me explain what that is. When I was a kid, around 6 or 7, people handed me books like The Little Prince and The Alchemist, and I devoured them. They just stirred something inside me, like something I couldn't name. And fast forward to a tough summer in my college years, I was battling my own mind, and I revisited those books. I reread each one cover to cover, and it hit me. The magic of these books isn't just in the words on the page, but in the emotions and messages that linger between the lines. The authors, they didn't just spell out the feelings of their characters, nor did they tell you how to feel. Instead, they painted those emotions and let you experience them for yourself. So that's what I wanted to get to in this series. Easier said than done, of course. It's been a lot of scribbles and rewrites, But now I've written something that feels right with this fifth book. It's a leap of faith, honestly, and it's a bit nerve-wracking because I don't know how fans of the series will feel about it, but it feels deeper and more real than the previous books, and kind of like a dream, honestly, like when you're falling asleep, and a bit surreal. So anyways, I've been pouring my heart into this for the past month, and fingers crossed it'll be out there for everyone soon, probably by the end of this month.
Great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one too. Who are the friends and families who have supported you in your writing?
It's funny. Every book I've written has a dedication to John, who's my partner, and has become our little inside joke. But behind the chuckles, he's my rock. He's been there for every step, every draft, every read through, every cover art decision, since the beginning. And he's always the first to cheer me on, even if it's just a quick comment on a post. My family, they've been pillars too. They're my cheer squad. They're always right there in the group chats, buying every book. They rally around every release. And my mom, she's actually started collecting the hardcovers like they're these rare treasures, which kind of cracks me up. And speaking of family, John's side has been just as supportive. His mom, she's a children's author herself, and she is always among the first to celebrate a new release. And then there was this touching moment not too long ago when John was in Chicago, which is where he's from. And he sent me a photo from his parents' place, and there, casually resting on his dad's bedside table, was my third book. I don't know. It's those little moments, they really warm your heart. Our friends too have been just brilliant. They grab copies for their little ones, and they let me know when something feels off in the books. But there's one story in particular where earlier this summer, our friend Juliana, she called me up, and in the middle of this, unusually chaotic summer that she was going through, her 5-year-old he picked up on her stress. They ended up finding common ground in my first book, all thanks to Squeaks. She shared how they used that story to navigate the concept of adult stress. And hearing that and realizing that my book could be a bridge for them and that conversation, it's moments like that that just really hit home for me. It's why I do what I do, helping grown-ups and their mini-me's connect and understand each other better. That's kind of the magic that I'm aiming for with this series.
Definitely. Do you have any other hobbies besides the paper craft that you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, so when I'm not lost in the world of writing and illustrating, I'm usually out there in the great outdoors. John and I were a bit like two peas in a pod when it comes to that. We climb rocks, we tread trails, and we ski down untouched snow in the backcountry. But climbing, that's my sweet spot. It kind of feels like a dance. It pulls me out of the chaos that's in my head and into this focused stillness, which I just absolutely can't get enough of. It's kind of like meditation, but on a rock face. But away from the heights and the adrenaline, I am just like anyone else. I get lost in movies and books. I often daydream my way through the day, like Walter Mitty in real life. I enjoy cooking, especially French cuisine, and there's nothing I probably enjoy more than spending time with John and our close friends. And of course, if there's something like broken around the house, you'll probably find me trying to fix it or organizing something. It's always little things, right? So anyways, that's me in a nutshell.
Excellent. Thank you, Lyra, for taking your time to share your insight with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. For our cherished viewers, we invite you to check out the Luna Heartstrong book series on Amazon.com. You can show your support for your favorite authors by clicking their follow button on their Amazon author page, just as you can click the like button for this video and subscribe to our channel. For more information about the series and to stay connected, please visit lyrabrave.com or find her on Instagram at the Lyra Brave. Until next time, blessings be.